Hello, everyone, and welcome to the continuation of Howler's backstory thing that we've been doing. Um, okay, so last time, just to refresh what happened, uh, Howler left his city of origin and went on a journey out forth to the temple, and he went through the desert mostly. That's what took up most of the session. And he encountered some strange creatures in the desert, and he got teleported all over the place, and weird illusions, and all that fun stuff. And when we left off, the huge group of thieves and the archaeologist, they were at the edge. Oh, I may as well throw up the map, since it's kinda important. Here, this. Okay, so you guys are about at the middle of the edge here. The elemental heat and cold clash. So
Yep.
you're trying to get up here somewhere.
Do we see any of the paths where we are?
There are paths. Um. Okay, so you're right here. Um. You see that there's a path within a mile of you, west. So you're about here, and it's about a little tiny bit over from
So
there.
we'll have that way then.
And you do see that there are the the edge of the desert here, and you can see that there's like black charred land there, and in front of you you can see like the different orbs swirling around and exploding and doing their thing. Um, they're floating in here in that area. And to the east and west, you can see that you can clearly see the land is pretty flat here. You can see to the west and the east that there are oceans, but you have a feeling that because the land goes down into this area where the clash is happening, so it's like a valley, and you won't be able to see the oceans anymore if you go down there, even on the paths. The paths are just like rickety. Um, they're basically like boards put close together to try to make it safer to walk on, but it's still subject to the ever-changing landscape. So some of the parts might be destroyed or whatnot, but you can get to the path over here. So we'll say that you're there. Nothing too dangerous would have been in your way anyway, so you can get there. So you're there. What do you wish to do? Do you wish to just take the path, or you can try to head towards the shoreline? You want to do that?
We'll take the path and go through.
Alright. So, you guys step onto this. It's kind of like what a rope bridge might look like with the planks, except it's not a bridge exactly. It's just the planks are just like bolted into the ground, sort of, with large nails to attempt to hold them in place. But this place is pretty. It changes quite a bit, so from time to time things do get destroyed. But the current place that you're at, the path is pretty clear, and it's not too. It's pretty much in place for a little while at least. So when your wagons get on there, uh, there's not very big spaces in between the boards, so it goes over pretty easily as long as everything's in place. So you're pretty smooth for a little bit. I'm gonna get you to make perception check. Perception check. Just one for now.
Yep. Perception.
All right. You see that over the path, about 5 miles ahead, you see that two of the orbs, like basically, I don't know if you remember how I described it before, but the orbs they encircle each other. I'll bring up my camera again just to make it a little easier.
Yeah, I think you
Whoops.
showed a picture for them too earlier.
Yeah. Uh, I can throw those on there if you want, but they're just the same thing. Uh,
Yep.
there's the fire one. There's the ice one. Um, so they basically go around each other in a spiral type fashion for a little while, like an hour maybe, before they decide to explode. And about, like I said, 5 miles ahead of you, it looks like something is above where the path is going to intersect. So it looks like something is about to. They're twirling around each other over the path over in that direction.
Is there anyone? Is there more of those orbs nearby, or?
Not near the path. The other ones are kind of they're decent distance away from the path, but these ones seem to be strangely over the path, and the path looks fine as long as you can get there possibly fast enough, or if you want to go around it, maybe you can do that, but you'd have to go off the path, and there's lava, and there's uh, ice flows that float on top of the lava, so you might be able to get on those, but you have carts with you, so it might be a challenge to do that.
Um. Are they considered creatures? Or
You're not entirely sure. You can make a roll, or you could ask one of your companions, or something of that nature.
what role?
Arcana would be the roll.
That's for Fiddler.
Alright, 12. Uh, he, they're considered elementals, so I guess an elemental is a creature, so.
Okay. Then Fiddler is gonna head up a bit, and he's gonna try to make them fall asleep.
Alright, you can attempt to do that. You can roll stealth or anything that you want to do, but they don't seem to be paying attention to you anyway, so.
I rolled sleep damage, 30.
Okay, 30. Um, he runs up. He gets because the carts are moving slower than he can move, so he runs up before they get too close to each other, and he casts sleep. Radius on that one,
Uh,
or is it like so many
it's
squares?
I he picks a place, and it's creature within 20 feet of the place, so it's a 20-foot
Okay,
radius.
within 20 feet. Okay, that's good enough. Um, so the magic does seem to collide with both of them, and they both seem to uh, slow down and then start to drift away from each other a little bit. So at the moment, they seem to have stopped whatever it was that they were doing. So
Okay.
if you hurry, you might be able to get your people through. How long does the sleep effect last?
It lasts for a minute, I think.
Alright, so for a minute they start drifting away from each other, but after the minute's up, they start going back at it. So you'd have to hurry.
Yeah,
Get your
I
guys,
hurry up
try to
then.
get your guys through.
So yeah, we
So you
try
can.
to hurry up with the carts.
Alright, I'm gonna get. I'm gonna roll some stuff here. Since you're moving a bit faster on a rickety road, some dangerous stuff can happen. Uh, okay, let's see. One of the carts slips off the road or the path, but luckily it doesn't land in any lava. Um, it's just currently stuck in like a ditch, and if you guys don't pull it out fast enough, it might slip into the lava. But the other carts are going by, and they seem to be able to. They've gotten past this danger in front of you. But
Okay.
those things are starting to go back into their regular routine. So you have the cart stuck if you want to use one of your group members to try to help it. Otherwise, it will just take a natural course. So there's a few people
Yeah,
trying to
well,
get it out, but you're not sure if they're going to be able to do it.
like Geir's gonna come over and try to pull it out.
All right. So the carts are being pulled by beasts of burden, horses. So the horses are trying to pull it up, and there are people trying to be going behind it, trying to push up. Uh, they're almost in lava though. So how do you want to help? How does he want to help?
He's gonna try to push the cart up for other people.
Okay, so he's gonna go in the back where the other guys are.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, so he can roll athletics, I would say. All right, and combined, I'll just roll a d20 here to see what the other guys do. Wow, they did pretty well. Um, so he goes there, and as soon as he shows up, then the other guys feel like they should work harder a little bit because he's there. He's stronger than them, and they feel a little bit more confident since he's there. And they manage to help him, and he almost feels like he's doing virtually none of the work as they push up the cart, and the horses are actually able to gain footing back on the path. Uh, the it and I don't know if I described it well before, but the reason the cart went off the path is because the cart part went off. It wasn't the horse's fault, so it wasn't like the horses got injured or anything. So the horses are fine. They just managed to pull it back up onto the path, and the things are dangerously close to each other. They managed to get through. Everybody is either running or they're on one of the carts, hoping that they get through just in time or before in time. um, and about 3 or 4 seconds after you guys get out of the explosion radius, it's just a large explosion of uh, cold and heat magic are just swirling around in the area, and it even envelops you a little bit, but it doesn't do any damage. And 1 second you'll feel cold, and the next second you'll feel extremely hot. It's a very strange sensation as the magical energy just wafts over you, and you just barely manage to get the cart out of there fast enough.
Yeah.
So that danger is over with. But you do notice that when you look behind you, that part of the path is completely obliterated. It's just gone. The pieces of wood, you can see a couple of splinters laying on various ice flows that are in the middle of lava pools, and you can see little fires coming out of the lava pools. So it's a good thing that you weren't in the middle of that explosion, because it would have done severe damage, if not outright killed you right away. So you managed to get past that. So let's see. Bring up the map again to show you where you are.
Yep.
Because traveling is very dependent on maps. So you're about here in the middle, somewhere in the middle of the part that I have sectioned off to indicate that it's heat. So you're about halfway through. And you can see, you look both ways, and you see a path going east. So it's probably a path that heads up to Locardia. If you want to visit up there, you might want to take that path, but you kind of have an objective at the moment, so it might be an unnecessary detour. There's a path that heads straight north, which would be into the encompassing cold, but it looks kind of rickety. The more so rickety than the path that you just came on. Some of the boards are like bent up and twisted, and some of it looks warped and deformed. Probably hasn't been upkept in a little while. Probably because this road isn't used very much. That might be a good reason as to why. And there's a road that goes to the west. Probably heads closer to the shore because it might be a road that goes all the way around, so that way you can get over to this side of the ocean using a land route. So it looks like it's decently upkept, but it might not take you directly to where you're headed. So it might take you all the way down here if you continue on the path, but you might be able to figure out that it's basically time to turn up and go this way, that sort of thing. But it's up to you. So there's a west path, an east path, and a north path.
We'll take the north one,
Alright,
but we'll
so
travel carefully, so we'll
okay.
go a bit slower.
Alright. So yes, as I said, it doesn't look like this path has been very well upkept. Some of the boards are completely cracked in half. Some of the boards are twisted upward, like maybe a nearby explosion just clipped the side of a board and bent it. But it doesn't look like it's impossible to ride on. It just looks like in some parts you'll have to maybe get a couple guys, lift a cart, and get it to the other side of a board, that sort of thing. But it's not impossible to go on. So back to about here. So you start going up the path that's north, and I'm going to get you. So you've been going for about 2 days. It's been relatively calm. Just a couple near-miss explosions, kind of not nearly as bad as the one that you had to roll to get out of. But some pretty close ones. You did roll me 2 more perception checks.
Okay.
Right. Just stop for a second. Okay, 2 more. Okay. So, not too long after your near miss with the explosion, you notice those crystal things. I don't know if I have a picture of those or not. I'd have to grab one if I don't. I'll look for one, but they're the crystal things that have little fires in them. They seem to be floating. There seems to be a circle of them. So, like one big one in the middle and a couple little ones on the sides of it. And there's like 3 or 4 of them, and they seem to be going around in a circle above an ice flow that's in the middle of a pool of lava.
Um,
You can go over to check that out, or you can just ignore it. It's up to you.
uh, I'll probably just keep an eye on it as we continue moving.
All right. Just wanna see if I can find a good picture. No, not immediately. So I'm just gonna not bother with it. It's just a thicker crystal on the middle, and it goes to points on both sides, up and down. Each of them
Yeah.
seem almost perfectly made. Um, yeah, I don't see anything jumping out at me, so I'll just skip that. I'll have to look for one later. I didn't realize I didn't have one. Anyway, so they're just circling around each other. It seems almost ritualistic, I'll say. Um, they don't seem to go any closer to you guys, but they're just circling this one particular ice flow. I'm not quite sure why.
Ice flow? What do you mean
Yeah,
by
like
that?
a round platform and it's floating in the middle of the lava.
How far away is it from the lava?
It's in the middle of a pool of lava, and the closest edge to like the edge of a crater that you would be able to get close to it on um, is about 30 feet distance from the top of the ice floe to the edge of the crater. So if you wanted to get on it, you could, but it's in the middle of a pool of lava.
I'll ask the archaeologist if he knows anything about those. Are they guarding something, or
Asking who again?
the archaeologist or
Oh,
the
okay.
dwarf?
He sort of glances up and then he almost does a double take. Like he looks back. He just glanced up and then he was gonna look back down, but then he immediately looks back at it. He strokes his beard for a second. He reaches in one of the drawers, takes out a book, flips it open, and he's looking at it and he says, "Not a very common sight in the world, but most common here, I suppose. They're fire and ice elementals. They're slightly sentient, though they can't speak. They seem to be doing something strange over there. If you want to check it out, they might hurt you." He continues reading down the page. He says, uh, "Well, they do have cold-based damage if you physically touch them, and they tend to use fire in their attacks if they feel threatened. But if you want to check it out, you can. They tend not to attack unless provoked."
Okay, I guess I'll head over and check it.
He closes the book, shoves it in the drawer. Um, so, do you want to take your party with you, or do you just want to go it alone, or just a couple of you, or...
Sure, I'll take them with me, but they'll stay behind, so I'll
Okay,
kind of approach alone.
yeah. Just in case you fall in the lava, it's always good to have a friend. Um, so,
And I would like to roll this.
Gare is going to, before you go,
Yeah.
I'll take that stealth into account. But before you go, Gare is going to suggest that you have a rope tied to you in case you fall in the lava. Any objections to that?
I'll be fine. Don't worry.
He just shrugs and allows you to do whatever it was that you were going to do, but he thought he'd throw the suggestion out there. So they're going to stand about 50 feet back on the crater's edge, just to hopefully not provoke them.
Yeah.
You don't
So
really
yeah,
know. They don't speak, so there's no way to tell what their motivations are going to be unless you can speak to things that can't speak somehow. But otherwise, they're there. They're just rhythmically going around in a circle. So there's three big ones, about this big, like around the middle, and they go to the points on the top and bottom. And they have little tiny ones that just encircle them. And they don't seem to be disturbed by you being closer, at least at the moment.
I'm trying to get closer to one of the edges to see if I can see anything on the platform other than the creatures.
Alright, make a perception check. Alright, in the middle of the platform, um, about it's barely visible, so you're lucky that you saw it. It's sticking up a little spike, maybe. I'm not sure. Sticking up about that far out of the ice, and a little bit under the ice, you can still see it. It seems like it goes down into something, but the ice is quite thick, and you can't see through the rest of it. Like it's not completely transparent. It's like whitish in color, so you can't see below the immediate surface, but you can see that there's appears to be an object of some sort in the middle of the circle that these things are creating.
Okay, so there's no way I can just run over and grab it. I'm
You
gonna.
would have to either break it out or dig it out or
Yeah.
figure out what's causing the ice and melt the ice or that sort of thing. But you can't just run up and take it and go back.
Yeah, I
You'd
figured.
have to dig it out.
I'm gonna go over and tell the rest of them that I found something that might be worth something, and we're gonna have to destroy those fire orbs.
All right, they ready up. They decide to if are you going out of stealth or do you want them to go into
No, I
stealth
want
with you?
them to go into stealth.
Each of them has to roll a stealth then. This is group stealth, so average.
Yeah.
So 223s, that's going to bring your average up quite high. Let's see. All right. So you guys approach. Do you? They're gonna hide on the other side of the the crater. Like there's like a little tiny path of the crater, and there's a crater on one side and crater on the other side. So they're gonna go on that side and walk over. And what is it that you want them to do?
I just want them all to prepare attacks, and I'll poison my weapon,
All right.
and
The
I'll.
the little crystal things, they haven't they don't seem to be noticing your malice or anything. They're just continuing what they were doing before.
Yeah. So I guess this is the surprise round then, and I'll shoot at one of them.
If you're just going to attack them, sure. This is a surprise round.
That's the crossbow, which is crit anyways. Okay. And sneak attack, which is the right one because it's a crit.
Alright, and poison? Which poison did you put?
The nightshade. So it's
Okay,
this
so it's more
save.
damage.
Yeah.
Con save. This is pretty much all they got, so 14.
14 just saves. So it's
Alright.
half. 9 poison.
So
So
9
61.
poison you said?
Yeah, so a total of 60, 61, unless they have resistances.
Okay. Gotta grab calculator here. So 60 you said?
61.
61? Okay. Uh the first one, your arrow sinks into it and it makes a crystalline like snapping like into it, and it's stuck into it. So your other characters can do whatever it is they wanted to do on the surprise round.
The thing is still up, right?
The first one is still up, yes.
Uh, I guess Thriller would just ready a Thunder Wave when I come closer.
Okay.
Uh, Fisher's gonna shoot at the same one I shot at.
Fair enough.
Short bow. 16 or
16
20
hits.
because we're hidden.
Okay, yeah. 16 would have hit anyway.
And sneak attack.
Alright. 8 and 5. Okay.
If it's still up, I guess also gonna shoot at it.
Yeah, that one is still up. And the arrow just sticks into it like yours did, except a little bit less deep. And okay. 11 plus 2. Alright. That one, it sort of wiggles and wobbles a little bit, and then it just gently floats to the ground, and the fire within it snuffs. And the couple little ones that were orbiting it, they disperse. They flee basically. They just are moving away
Okay.
at a very high speed. So it seems that you've defeated that one. And that is the surprise round.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use this ice orb for its initiative. Roll initiative for everyone. And
That's
this
me.
picture here of the rogue, you can roll for them individually, or you can just put them all under the same one. Roll whoever is fastest, and just use that rogue picture that's in the middle there.
I can't select it. But
Can't select it.
they rolled a 16.
I'll just add it for you then. 16. Remove this old Ost turn. I'll throw in this orb. This is what I'm going to use for their turn.
Yeah.
Wow. So, who has the highest dex?
I do.
You do?
Probably 20.
Alright, just a second here. I gotta.
Plus 5. Another one has plus 3.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, so okay, so they have a +6. So what was the? Okay, so
Oh,
they
I have a +5 dexterity.
yeah
Like, that's the dex modifier.
yeah they have a 6 dex
Okay, then they're first.
because they don't have much. So they have speed and constitution. That's about all they have. So they get to go first then. I'll just reorder this. Can. So you go first and then your allies?
Yeah.
Okay. Have them in the right order then. I don't know the chances of everybody getting 16, but it happens. So, so they get to go. The two remaining ones, the bigger ones, the fire within them starts to uh, enhance or get bigger, or I can't think of the word that I'm thinking. Starts to rage, I guess. The flame inside of them gets a little bit bigger. And the few little ones that are orbiting the first one are going to dart towards you. Uh, let's see. Say there's 3, so one's going to Howler. 5 to hit.
And the other one is also flying up.
The other one is also reacting, but one of them is using its little pieces to sort of shoot at you.
Okay.
So this is one of the little pieces.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So this is going to be cold damage.
Yeah.
Just in case you have any resistances, but I don't think you do.
I don't. But
Alright,
I do have
7
a
damage.
reactions. So that's 3 damage.
Alright, so it sticks into your armor, but luckily you managed to slow the blow a little bit. And it's sticking out of your armor kind of like an arrow would. So 2 more. D20 plus 5 for 2 others. I'm gonna say this one's going for Gare. 9.
That misses.
So it just deflects off of his half plate armor. And let's see. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Fiddler. 15.
15, that barely hits him. So it
Alright.
hits.
So 2.
But he's also gonna shoot his thunder wave if any of them got up there.
Well, this is just the little pieces, and it seems like the little pieces are being controlled by the bigger ones, so it might be futile to hit the little ones, but he can if he wants.
Yeah, he'll just hit a bunch of them if they come fly up.
Alright, so I just got to calculate his damage here.
Yeah.
So he takes 9 damage.
Yep.
As one of them sinks into his armor. And so he can use his reaction if he wants to. Or action.
Or is prepared.
Yeah, prepared action. Alright, 6 to each of them.
Yeah.
And I'll say that it doesn't damage you guys, because I don't know if the spell works that way or not, but I'll just
It would have if we were standing in front of him, but he was preparing to do this, so I guess he would have.
Alright, so I'll say that you're a little bit behind him then, just for thematic sake. Or beside him, like lined up beside him. That sort of thing. So if it's just projecting in front of him, then it's fine.
Yeah.
So I need a constitution. Okay, so these are the little things, so they have less. One, two, three. Okay, so the first one that's in you, Howler, it shatters within your armor completely. But now you have little splinters in your armor that might be harder to get out, but they're destroyed now. And the one in Fizzles didn't get destroyed, but the one that deflected off of uh, Gare's armor, as it was trying to right itself in the air, it got obliterated. So, but the one that's in Fiddle's armor, it's cracked, but not destroyed.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens after that is the thing that was shot forward is starting to come out of Fiddler and is going back to the bigger one. So it's slowly starting to float back to it.
Does it get an attack of opportunity or?
If you want to attack it, yes.
Yeah. Why not? Dagger.
Alright, so who is this? Fiddler?
It's Thriller. Yeah.
So 5 damage.
Yeah.
It's obliterated. As it
Okay.
starts to float out of his armor, he sees it floating away and he just whaps it out of the air. And it just shatters into little icy crystalline pieces. So that one no longer has any small things it can use on you. But it's the second thing's turn. The second one didn't even have its turn yet. It's going to. It's already glowing brighter, and the fire that's within the big one is going to shoot forward and try to hit somebody. Let's see. I'm gonna roll a d20. Which numbers do you want? 1 to 5 or any other set? There's gonna be 4 sets of 5 on a d20. So which set of 5 do you want?
The first ones, sure.
Alright, so you get. If I roll 1 to 5, then it will be hitting you. If I get any of the other numbers, it'll hit one of the other ones. It'll choose at random. Alright, that's Gare. Gare was the last one, so he's in the last set of 5. That's what I got. So, let's see. Okay, so it's going to projectile the fire right at him. It's basically going to be, let's see. Make sure I put the right stuff in here. 18 to hit.
18 that hits him. Yeah.
Okay. So Gare gets hit by the flame. So he takes 14 damage.
Yeah.
As a big ball of flame just hits him right in the square in the front of him. And as soon as the fire disperses a little bit, the fire begins to rage back in the inside of the crystal. So it seems like it's shooting fire out of itself and then is able to remake it within its crystalline form. Alright, so Howler's turn.
Okay. And there were 2 of the big guys left, right? Or
Yeah, 2 of the big guys, one still has his little minions around him.
I'm gonna shoot the one with his minions.
Alright. Go ahead.
Or I'm gonna try and just jump over to get to the other side.
Sure, that's your movement. So You move up about a couple feet to the edge, and you can jump to the thing. It's a 30-foot jump.
So acrobatics.
Yep. You manage to almost uh what's the you know how in like animes and stuff they jump off the ground and they go much higher than you would expect them to? That sort of thing
Yeah.
is that basically happens, and you manage to do a flip in the air and land on the ice floe. So you're closer. The ice floe is about 70 foot across. So there's about 35 feet from the edge to where they are.
Okay,
So
so I'm about
you
30 feet
barely used
away.
any of your movement. You just used a jump, which was part of your movement, but it uses up barely any. So,
I'll move to them if I can.
okay, so you have 25. You would be 10 feet away with your regular movement.
Yeah. So I'll
So
move up there.
if you want to use your bonus or whatever to move up to them, you can do that.
I'll use my bonus to poison my weapon and will take the dodge action.
All right, fair enough. You use poisoning your rapier, I assume.
Yeah, rapier.
Okay. Okay. And you can take the dodge. That's fine. So ally's turn.
Yes.
They can go in whatever order.
A fisher is gonna attempt to jump over, but he's probably gonna roll a 1.
That could be pretty bad.
Almost.
Yeah, he would have. But luckily, you're nearby and you're able to help him. And he, with your luck, maybe that's what caused it. And he jumps across, and he lands on the ice floe platform.
Yeah, he's from the platform. He's just gonna move a bit forward, maybe 10 feet towards them, and he's gonna take a short bow shot.
All right, fair enough. 21, that hits.
So 8.
8. Wait.
At the thing with its minions.
All right, fair enough. So 8. Okay. You got anything else in his arsenal, or that's it for now?
Uh, I mean, he can bonus action hide right in front of them. I don't
It's a
know if they
flat
only.
ice floe, unfortunately. There's nothing to hide behind. You're too small.
Yeah. So then that's it.
All right. Next guy.
Uh, Flitter is gonna see if he knows if they're completely immune to fire or not. How's
All
that?
right. You can roll a knowledge roll, which is Arcana. Let's see. So, the part that gets hurt is the exterior portion. Um, the exterior portion seems to be made of an ice crystal of some sort. Uh, but it seems to be able to contain fire, so take your hint from that, I guess.
He's gonna try it.
All right,
10.
10 misses. So the
Yeah. So it's
firebolt
immune.
goes past it. I'm actually gonna roll something. Wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to use this or not. Okay. No. Yeah. No. The fire just goes past it. Nothing
Yeah.
happens.
And then Ger is gonna. He's gonna think about jumping the gap for a little while, but he ends up deciding to just stay put with his crossbow. I don't know if 12. Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Alright. So their turn again. This guy has no minions left, so he's going to attack with his flame. Let's see.
I'm the closest one. I don't know if
It's not that smart. It's just going to attack whatever's closest to it.
then it has disadvantage.
Okay, so you're in melee with it?
No, I'm 10 feet away from him. But I took the dodge action, which gives him disadvantage.
Right. I forgot about that. I completely forgot. That's right. Okay, so pretty sure. Yeah, +4. Six. No, so I can roll again to see if he gets a nat 1. No, he did much better that time. So 6.
That misses.
Yeah. So the fire wells up within it and it shoots it forward, and you manage to, since you were preparing for any of the attacks that it would offer, you managed to just move out of the way. So second guy, no, he's just gonna use this fire because you're too close. And disadvantage, so 10.
That misses.
Same thing. So, same thing. Glows bright. But when it has the minions around it, the minions do a quick little spin around it before the fire goes out. Kind of stylized spinning around it, but otherwise it still misses, so it doesn't do anything else.
Yeah. So that's their turn, or?
Yep, they didn't do anything else.
I'll move up to the one that's damaged, the one with the minions.
Alright.
I'll hold my turn until Fisher comes closer.
Alright, you can hold attacks, sure. Alright. Next turn.
Then Fisher will come closer, and we're both gonna strike at it.
Alright. Roll attacks for both characters, I guess.
9.
9 misses.
And he has a short sword.
Alright, yeah, 24. That's
short bow. Sneak attack, I meant. So 7 plus 8.
Alright. So 7 plus 8. So 8 plus 7 plus 8. There we go. Not 87. So 14. That just barely hits.
Okay. So both of them and a sneak attack regular.
Alright.
And it was poisoned.
So if you missed with a poisoned weapon, just keep Oh, did you hit with the poison weapon?
Yeah. Oh, did the 14 miss?
No, the 14 hits.
Oh,
I just
the
wasn't
24
sure
was
who
the
you
rapier.
were rolling on the first one.
Oh, the first one was the rapier plus 2. That's my poison weapon.
Okay. So the poison weapon misses. If it misses, it's still poisoned. So
Does
you
a
can keep that for next
24
time.
miss and a 14 hit?
14 hits, yes.
But I mean, 24 is the rapier here, just above the short sword. That's the plus 2 rapier I rolled for Howler.
Well, I see rapier 9.
Oh yeah, that's Fisher's. Fisher attacked with his rapier and short sword.
That's why. So you rolled Fisher's attack first.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then I misclicked his short bow.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, so everything other than the 9 hits.
Yeah. Then I've rolled my damage. It's left once.
Alright. So for... So... Short sword is his short sword, right? So that's...
The first one is his. That's the 7 one. But the other ones,
Okay.
but you already did those. So the ones
Okay.
beneath short sword are mine.
Just making sure I add everything up right, since I got confused.
It's no
So
problem.
8. Okay. So you did both damage for the short sword and the rapier, right? Those
Yeah.
are all those damages? Okay. So 14 plus 10 plus 15. Okay, and 6. Wait, does he have to? He has to roll.
Yeah, con. You can reduce it by 3.
Alright.
Easy 14.
Oh, he's gonna try.
Yeah, so it's 3 poison.
Okay, there we go. So it's got cracks running all through it. It's not doing too well, but it's still up. So we got 2 more characters.
Uh, he'll shoot a heavy crossbow at the same one we're attacking, but he misses.
Yep.
He'll shoot a firebolt. And he double net once.
Alright, so he's gonna try to do it again. Alright, this time you see as the firebolt starts to go past, it starts to encircle the creature or the elemental. So now it has a firebolt circling around it. So if you're within melee range, there's a chance it can hit you on its turn.
Okay. Yeah, there's 2 of us in melee range.
Alright, so it has a chance that it might hit one of you. Alright, and I just remembered something from last time.
Yeah.
Last time you remember how Gare was strangling the thing?
Yeah.
I forgot to resolve that. I completely forgot to resolve that. But what I'm gonna just say is he manages to strangle it enough till it passed out, and then you guys did whatever you wanted to do with it.
Yeah, his guy just pretty much killed it.
Alright, so then he just breaks its neck after he uh, got it to go unconscious.
Yeah.
So I'll just say I just wanted to make sure
That's
because
what I figured happened anyway.
I did forget to resolve that. Completely forgot about it, but I just remembered now. I did think about it last week after it just happened, but I completely forgot about it after that. Well, anyway, yeah, so it has a firebolt going around it. So their turn. Uh, one that doesn't have minions or a firebolt. Um, let's see. He's going to roll. See if he hits you with the fire. Nope. So
Doesn't it?
second guy. Yeah, that doesn't hit anybody. I don't think. And he was aiming at you anyway, and you're higher than 12, so it doesn't hit. So second guy, he's gonna try to hit you with his So you're closer, or technically you're equidistant with Fisher. So one goes after Fisher, to be fair. So this is 19 to Fisher.
That hits him.
All right. Two. Just gonna double check, make sure I roll the right dice. Okay. Wow, he suffers 19 damage.
Yeah. He's looking pretty bad from one hit.
Alright. And the firebolt. I need you both to make dexterity saving throws as a firebolt whizzes right past both of you. So whoever's first, you can say whoever's in the way first, rolls first. To see if they get
Sure,
hit.
I can roll first. I'm probably gonna save, and he's probably not. Or maybe.
If that's the save for Fiddler's firebolt.
It's an attack roll for him, but his spell DC
Right.
is
I
14.
forgot about that.
If you wanna
Let's
go
see.
by his spell DC, it's 14. Otherwise, it's a plus
Does
6.
that hit? No. Forget. Yeah, I'll do the spell DC.
Okay.
That'll make it easier. Yeah, what was it?
14.
Okay, so he manages to dodge it. Alright. Howler's turn.
I'm gonna keep hitting the thing.
Fair enough. Those hit.
And sneak attack.
Alright.
47.
So 21 plus 26.
Yeah.
I hate this calculator. For some reason it cleared my stuff. I can just go back, I guess. Because it only got hit those other times. Okay, so 7 plus 8 plus
And 3 on the poison, because he saved.
right. Stupid. It did it again. 57 plus. No. And plus. There we go. And plus. Yeah, it's on. I figured it was, but I just wanted to double check. It gently floats to the ground, and the fire disperses. The fire extinguishes within it. The little ones disperse, and the firebolt that was orbiting it just goes flying off into the distance.
Okay.
Actually, since it's flying off into the distance, I'll roll a direction. I have a thing set up for directions, so let's see. Luckily, it doesn't hit any of your awaiting companions in the distance. It doesn't hit the carts or anything. It just flies off and disperses. So there's that. So that's your turn, right?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright, so there's one left. All of your allies are at the ready. This one doesn't have minions. So
all of my allies are gonna attack it, except Riddler. He's just gonna watch. Yeah, that misses. So,
yeah.
and then rapier, short sword. Those both hit.
Yep. 7, 9, 8. This time I'm gonna fix everything, so that way it doesn't do that. So 7 plus 9 plus 8. Okay. It's cracked a little bit,
Yeah.
but otherwise it's still standing. Little fire again. This time, Fisher's a little bit closer because he's
Yeah.
going after it, right? So, no. Big old flame comes out, and it just goes past him and hits the ground nearby. Flame reforms within it. So Howler.
Yeah, I'll go help him, and I'll just roll my attacks.
Alright. Yep, those both hit. Nine, 6, 18.
Oh, that could have been a 23 crit. 2
Yeah.
8s.
Yeah, it's still up. Really cracked.
Yeah, so that's Howler's turn.
Alright, ally turn.
14.
That just barely hits. That's its AC. So
Then
keep
that's
that in mind.
15 piercing.
Ooh. Yeah, because he gets sneak attack regardless, right?
Yeah, because we're standing next to it.
Yeah. So 2 plus 2 plus 15. Alright, it's still up, but just barely. So Fisher would have to swing at it. That 18 hits. 4 and 4, that's 8. Still up.
That misses. So yeah, it's turn.
Yeah, it's just barely hanging on. From what you could tell from how much damage the other ones were taking, it's just barely hanging on. So its elementals don't really have fight or flight instincts, they just fight. So it's going to attack you. Or Fisher, since he's closer. 13 on Fisher.
And that misses.
Okay. So
Because it's
flame goes
15.
past. So it seems like Fisher's getting a little bit lucky this time. Must be your help. Okay, so that's its turn.
And it's dead, probably.
Yeah, it's gone. After that first damage roll, it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's gone. And you wouldn't be able to do enough damage to overkill it, so it just falls gently, floats to the ground. The flame extinguishes within it, and it's the fight's over.
Uh, how big are those crystals?
They're severely cracked, but they're about this big around the middle, and they go to about a foot in height. So they're
I
about
say we
half a
take
foot
them.
round in the middle, and they go about to a foot in height.
Do they look like they might be worth something? Like crystals or gems or...
Uh, Roll a nature. Whoever has highest nature can look at them.
Whoever has highest nature. It's probably...
To identify the substance they're made out of.
That's a 4, that's a 1, that's a 0, that's a -1. I'm
Whoever's
gonna
got
go with a
that
4.
4. Alright. He's... Whoever it was that rolled is not sure. But it seems to be made of ice, and when he's touching it, it's cold. And it's not melting from his fingers touching it.
I'm sure it'll be worth something. Let's bring him.
Alright. He stuffs them in one of his bags. Even the
And
little shards. He's even picking up the little shards while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing.
yeah, I'm taking a look at the thing I saw earlier.
Alright, it's very pointed and sharp on the top. It's about that tall. And there's more metal underneath, but you can't, like, grab it because it's under the ice.
Yeah, I'm gonna just start chipping away at it with my daggers, maybe.
Alright, and Fisher's gonna help you, and Fiddler he can try to shoot some fire bolts at it to help it melt, so that way it's a little bit easier to dig out. So you come out, you manage to grab a huge chunk of ice, and it comes up, so the little metal thing on top is moving with it, and you don't see anything underneath, so you have a huge chunk of ice with you that you might want to just melt off and see what comes out of it.
Yeah, I'll continue to chip away at the ice.
Okay, you can just chip away at it if you want, but you can just bring the chunk with you if you want to. Doesn't matter.
Okay. I don't know how far we have to get.
You have to. The only obstacle that you see between you and the cart is the lava pool. So
Yeah,
you can try
that's
to
why I
stick
want.
the ice in the lava pool if you want, but you might ruin the object. So
Yeah, that's why I wanted to chip it away so it's lighter to just
okay,
remove all the
well
ice.
you can try to do that. It's up to you. If you want to jump over with the huge chunk, or if you want to just chip away at it a little bit more, I'll say that a little bit more time passes.
Yeah, we'll do it a little bit more.
Okay, so you managed to take a huge chunk off the bottom about 20 minutes later. And now it's just a little circle of ice around this metal thing that you still can't see what it is, but it's a lot
How
lighter.
big is it?
The disc is about the disc of ice, and you suspect that it's inside the disc. It's about this thick and round like this, about half a foot radius.
Okay. Uh,
So it would be easy enough to carry. It wouldn't give you any disadvantages or anything to jump with it.
yeah, I'll just carry it then.
Alright, so everybody who's on the ice floe has to roll a jump.
That's me. That's Fisher.
Alright, you both make it, luckily. And you walk over to the thing. You set the ice, the round chunk of ice, next to the archaeologist, just to see if he could help you figure out what it is, maybe. Plus, he has a little bit of space on his desk. He says, "Oh, well, I'll try to remove the ice for you while we move." So he has it in his hands, unless if you didn't want to give it to him.
Sure, he has it for now. But I'm just.
He knows that he'll give it back. He knows
Yeah.
he's not in a position to keep it, so he'll give it back. He's just gonna start removing the ice off of it, but he's definitely interested in what you just found. So
Yeah.
You guys got to the crossroads. That was technically before you got to the crossroads. Is what I was going to say before. So now you're going up the northern path, and as you begin to start going up the northern path, he says, I've got it out. If you want to have a look.
I'll come and have a look.
Alright, so you just hop onto the wagon while everybody's trying to delicately move along this area. And since you guys got past that area, it's been about half a day, so I'll say that a full day has passed since you started on this particular area. So you guys were rested at the crossroads area, I'll say, and then you guys woke up and started going north.
Yeah.
So he managed to get it out, and it's got a little spike on top, and it's a little metal insignia. It's got like wings on it. It's just a little metal stick about this high, and then it's got like a point on top of it like this. And it's got wings that it looks almost like angel wings just flowing out of it. And it's very cold to the touch.
Does it
Even
look like a
without,
magic item?
even without ice on it, it's really cold. So what was it that you said?
Does it look like it could be used in any way, or if it's some sort of magic item?
You would have to use Arcana to see if it has any magical properties or if it looks magical. Yeah, it's you look at it and you see that there are little runes etched in it, and it looks like it's a bluish white, sparkly text or runes on it, and they just go down the winged part where the feathers are sticking out. It goes down that part, and then it goes up the other part, and then it completes a triangle on the top by going up on the upper part of the wings. And it's got bluish, whitish writing, and it's very cool to the touch, as I said.
I say this is very interesting. Can you read what's on it? On the runes?
He has a look, and you point out where you see the runes that are completing a triangle, and he says, "Might be useful. Let me see if I can find anything in my books while we travel."
Do you know what languages it is? I speak common, halfling, and undercommon, so I assume it's not one of those.
He looks at it and he says, "Well, these are magical runes. They tend to be written in uh, what's the draconic script. So, of course, you wouldn't be able to understand it, but most people don't. They usually don't make specific words. It's usually a jumbled mess, but if you understand it, then you might be able to recreate a similar."
I yell out, Fiddler, don't you speak Draconic? Because that's one of the languages I picked for him.
He comes up onto the cart and he has a look at it and he says, "Yeah, just random letters, but if I study this long enough, I might be able to recreate it on one of your items if you really want it. We don't know what it does yet."
Yeah, can you figure out what it does?
Does he have Identify?
He actually does.
Alright, he can cast Identify on it.
Because identify.
Alright, so he casts Identify on it, he waves his hand over it, his eyes glaze over a little bit with a whitish color. And you can see, if you look really closely at his eyes when he does it, you can see little black letters appearing on his eyes. That's how he knows the information, basically. So the information is scrolling across his eyes, and then he sort of shakes back into reality, basically, and he says, "Looks like it's a protective charm of against cold damage.
And how does it work? Do I just keep it on me, or?
Yeah, you just put it on. He looks at it and he says, "There used to be an attachment, probably," and he points to part of it on the back. And there's a little place where it looks like a needle might go through like a shirt or something, but the needle is no longer on it. So it looks like it's just you're gonna have to carry it on you in order for it to work.
Yeah. I'll just try and stick it somewhere.
All right,
Maybe
you
I
can
can
stick it in
have
a
it in my bag.
pocket. It doesn't require attunement.
Okay.
So it's a 25% reduction in any cold damage.
Nice.
That's the effect that it has. He says, "Yeah, no. Hopefully we get past this area soon, but if we encounter anything dangerous, it might be useful." And
Oh.
Fiddler just hops off the cart and goes back to his guard duty. So if you
So
have
yeah,
anything else you want to do with that, then you can just continue on for a
no,
little
I'll
bit.
just keep it on me and I'll continue.
All right. So you guys just continue. Um, so I'm gonna get you to make. Oh, actually, I'll bring up the map again. Show you where you're at.
I don't know if we're gonna take a rest soon or what, because you said it was getting late.
Yeah, you guys took a rest, and then he got the item out of the ice.
Oh, okay.
So you just finished a long rest. So you're healed.
Yeah.
And everybody else is healed too. So, just gonna bring up the map. Sitting here looking at level 20. Where's the map? Where's the map? There it is. So, you guys are now about here. And there's two. Actually, no, there isn't. There's a path. The path continues to go. It's going north, but it curves off to the. Making sure I got the directions right. Curves off to the east. Yes, I keep getting east and west mixed up. So it curves off to the east a little bit. So you're right here. So it curves off to the east a little bit, and
That's where we're going now, so.
you can continue out that way if you wish.
Yeah.
All right. So you continue along. I'm gonna get you to make uh, 3 more perception checks for the day. See if you see anything interesting. Stop sharing. Alright. So, near the beginning of the day, you notice, you hear some noise coming from the west um, of the path. It's sort of northwest at this point because you sort of turned a little bit, heading directly east. So it's sort of northwest from where you're currently looking, um, or walking. Um, so you hear some noise, and you look into the off the side of the path a little bit, uh, and this part is the part that you're going to walk towards is particularly rickety. The part of the it looks like part of the land shifted up, and now it's on an incline. So in order to get the carts past, you have to have people on the lower part holding it up to make sure that it doesn't fall down. So that's ahead, about 20 feet ahead of you. at the moment. And you hear a noise off to the northwest. You look in that direction, and there's a lava pool, and there's a small chunk of ice about 20 foot long uh, from one side to the other, and forward it's about the same, about 20 feet. And it's sort of looks like an iceberg, but it's just sitting in the middle of the lava, and you hear a noise coming from where the iceberg is.
I go to check it out ahead of the caravan.
Alright, so do you tell the caravan to stop, or?
They can keep moving.
Alright, so they're gonna be in a precarious position when you go to check this thing out. Because the path is slanted and you have to have people on the side like I described. So they'll be trying to
They
do
can
that.
take a break too. Like, I don't care what they do. Just
Okay. Some of them are going to try to get one of the carts across, but the other ones are going to wait until you come back from whatever it is you're doing.
yeah,
So, do you decide to take the group or go it alone?
yeah, they'll tag along.
Alright, so the group comes with you. They're just looking at this iceberg thing that looks like it's stuck in the middle of a piece of lava or section of lava. Um, you hear noise and you can walk all the way around. It's just a small pool of lava, about 50 feet all the way across, and there's an iceberg in the middle of it. And you can easily walk the entire
So
bit.
where's the noise coming from?
You walk around and you look. You don't see anything making a noise, but you hear every time that like you change position, it's definitely coming from the iceberg.
And I don't see anything special on the iceberg. Or is that a
You don't see
perception?
anything standing on it. You don't see anything walking around or in the lava scratching at it or anything. You don't see anything weird like that.
Yeah.
You just see the iceberg.
And I guess I will move on.
Alright. I'm gonna get you to roll a perception check as you leave.
Perception. 7.
You don't see anything. So you just walk away, and you sort of try to help everybody getting the carts across this little section. And as that happens, you're getting the second one across. I'll say that you have. How many carts did I say that you had?
Oh, I don't remember how many. There was a bunch of them.
I'll say that there's at
So
least four.
there was
Four.
20 thieves. So
Yes, that's right. Yeah, four carts is fine. It makes sense for archaeological dig equipment and for food equipment, and then his superfluous equipment, like his chair and his desk and all that stuff. Four should be enough. Um, so as you're getting the second one across, holding it up in place, I'm gonna get you to actually, you hear a bigger noise coming from the iceberg, but unfortunately, it's a little bit too late as you see surfacing from the lava a ice. I threw up a picture on that Roll20 in case you want to look at it.
yeah, that's it.
An ice golem of sorts. Um, it crawls up and puts its hands onto the sides of the pool that it's in, and it pulls its head up, and you can see that it's made of the same sort of crystalline uh, material that the ice things are made out of that have the fire inside,
Yeah.
and its body is completely inside. You can see that there's flames within it, and it's peeking over the edge. And by the time you notice the loud noise was it breathing fire on you. So it's going to breathe some fire at the caravan
Yeah.
that you're currently helping with. Uh,
I'm more watching the caravan, but okay.
that's all right. I'll say that you're within proximity of it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um. Okay. Actually, you need to make a dexterity saving throw. I don't need to roll damage for that because it's fire breathing. All right. 17 just barely makes it out of the way. Gotta roll d20 for the caravan. Luckily, the people on the ground who were pushing the caravan got spooked and managed to push the caravan forward a little bit, and it just barely got out of the way of this golem. And its eyes are aglow with fire, and its mouth is expelling flames and smoke as it puts its two fists on top of the edge of the cauldron of lava that it's currently in. It climbs up. So what are you going to do? You still have two carts on the wrong side of this expanse.
I guess I'm gonna try and fight it.
Alright, so I'll say that you're about 50 feet away at the moment.
Okay.
And so is the rest of your party. They're gathered around you.
Should we just roll initiative then?
You can roll initiative if you wish.
There we have for
Roll one
me.
for you. Okay, and for them, roll it. 12. There. And I'll add the ice golem. There. Okay. So he has to roll. Not very fast. But still faster than your allies. Since he's prepared.
Okay.
Alright. So I'm just going to reorder them. There you go. So you see this large golem made of ice that has flames within it climbing up to the side of this cauldron. Doesn't seem like it's climbing out yet. You're attacking before it has a chance to move on its turn.
So it's still in the lava.
Yeah, it's still in the lava, but its hands are like gripping the side of the small, like little cauldron of lava, sort of, and it's peeking over with its head.
So I'm gonna dash with my bonus action so I can get down there. That's 50 feet.
All right. You're right in front of it. It's large eyes, like it's just a concave opening, and then there's little flames where the eyeballs should be, and it's just glancing down at you.
And I'll just try and chip away at its hand to make it harder for it to get back up.
All right, you can stab its hand. Its hand's there. They all got the same AC.
Yeah.
All right, 29 definitely hits this huge hulking creature. And 10. All right.
Or
10 damage.
yeah, I don't get sneak attack unless
Someone's near it. Which
I
number?
have advantage because it hasn't taken a turn. No, it took the surprise turn, so technically it has taken a turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 10.
Alright. There's a little bit of a thinner part where its wrist connects to its hand and all that stuff. And you're just swing down with your rapier on it. It seems like it's doing damage, but you didn't disconnect its hand or anything.
No.
So, anything else?
That's my turn.
You took a bonus. That's it. So Golem's turn. Sees that you're standing right in front of it, and doesn't seem too happy about that. So it just raises its hand away from you, and it's gonna try to slam its hand down right on top of you.
Yeah.
Just trying to smush you. Alright. So, slam attack. Ten.
Misses.
So that hand misses. So then it sees that you're a little bit quicker than it expected, so then it's going to swing with its other hand. It's going to try to grab you with its hand. 15.
For a grapple? Or for attack?
Yeah, it's trying to attack you, and its attack automatically grabs you. So 15.
Oh. 15, that misses me.
Okay, so its hand tries to grasp you, but you just dodge back onto its other hand, which is very close by. And you're sort of just standing on top of its hand, and it doesn't have any more turn or attacks left, so it can't do anything else. But it's going to try to move a little bit. Can't move very fast, but it's going to move. You're technically on top of its hand. You can just walk off if you want. But it's going to move up, and now part of its torso is just dripping with lava, and it's still the ice crystalline structure. The top of its head just looked like a regular iceberg. So it's got like a little point on the top of its head. That's what you saw before. And it's just pulling its torso up out of the lava. And the lava level goes down a little bit as the displacement is coming out. And its body is covered in lava. And it's now about, I'd say, 7 feet above, like its head is now 7 feet above where you are.
Yeah.
And it's just looking down at you. So that's its turn. Ally turn.
Guy's gonna run. He's gonna use his action. No, he's gonna run 30 feet and shoot a crossbow. 11.
Alright, 11 hits. It's huge. It's not able to dodge. Alright.
So that's 8.
Okay, so 10 plus 8. Alright.
Fisher's also gonna move. No, he's gonna dash with his bonus action and get up to it, and he's gonna swing at it.
Alright.
That's a 20.
Yeah, that hits. For sure. 8 plus 11.
And then Fiddler's gonna move 25 feet forward and casts Firebolt on it. Maybe it has an effect.
Alright. 22 hits.
1 damage.
Alright. So it does seem to affect the ice a little bit on its exterior, but it doesn't seem like it's not that it isn't effective. It's equally effective as it did damage, but seems like it just makes it angrier. It didn't seem like it was a very effective firebolt. So it just looks down.
Yeah.
Other than
That's
that's
turns.
it. Alright, so do you want to try to move the carts? That would happen on your ally's turn as well.
The other people can do that as they
Yeah,
see fit.
that's what I mean. Do you want the other people to move the carts?
I'm not ordering them to, but if they want to move the carts, they can.
Well, they see a large creature, so I guess unless if you order them not to, they're gonna try to get them across. So the first one that's on this side is partially over. The people who are on the other side with the carts on the other side, those carts are getting further away, so as to not get them damaged. So they're moving further away. Those ones are partially across. Hey, Howler, your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Sure, why not? I'll use my paralyze poison and then swing at him.
Sure, give it a
And
try.
that's 19 to hit,
Alright, 19 hits.
and then that's a con save.
Alright, I'm gonna add the damage first.
Okay, 33.
Wow. 30 plus 33. You almost doubled the amount of damage that was on it already. Just in that one attack. So,
Against all my companions' attacks.
yeah, you're stronger than all of them put together, pretty much.
Unless I get hit. Then I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. So it's con. Wow.
I have luck. I mean, he's gonna reroll if.
Okay. You can make him reroll, even if it's an at 20. 13.
That fails. It's
Right?
DC 15.
So, which part of its body did you hit when you did that?
Did he
Because
get
its hand is
his...
closed and its torso is closed, but you would have to. It's about 10 feet up from you, so its head is way too high for you to hit.
and did it get its feet out of the lava?
No, its
Or
feet are still in the lava somewhere.
and it's pulling
If it
itself
even
up.
has them. You don't see them.
Yeah, I guess I would hit the arm then.
Alright? So you hit one of its arms, and then you can see inside the green from your poison just flowing kind of like a smoke through its body. And it seems like that arm is no longer moving. It seems like that arm just went limp.
Okay, that's my turn.
Alright. So he gets still one attack with his arm, his other arm that isn't disabled. So that is. Did I always forget what I just rolled? +6, I think, to hit. He's swinging at you again with his other
Okay,
hand.
that hits.
Alright. So this time he's sort of swinging backhandedly at you. So he does does 10 damage to you, bludgeoning,
Huffed.
as he just smacks you. And you get pushed back 10 feet. Unfortunately, there is lava behind you. So I need you to make an acrobatics or dex save, actually.
Dex save.
Or yeah, dex save. Yeah. Luckily, there's an ice flow in this, or an ice piece of ice that you can land on, and you manage to, as he hits you, you just barely expect it enough, so you push off enough, so that way you manage to land on this piece of ice that's in the lava. So you're currently safe.
Yep.
All right. So you're on a piece of ice that's floating in the lava. Um. Okay. So, and its other arm doesn't move. It seems as though it is now stuck. And it gets to make a con save at the end of its turn.
That fails.
14
It's the
fails.
15 one.
All right, its arm is still. It's you see a bit like the flames at this point that were in its arm are completely green, and its arm is. It seems like it's unable to move its arm, but it's going to use this other arm to try to pull out its other leg, and it does so with its movement. So it's currently like laying on the side of this edge of the lava pool, and it's now it looks like it's going to try to reach for your caravan.
Okay. Then it's the other people's turn, right?
Yeah, its allies' turn. So they see
So,
that its arm is sort of going towards where the caravan is currently trying to cross.
so Gare is 20 feet away, so he's gonna use his movement to go charge towards it, and he's gonna just try and run at it with its shoulder to try and push it back into the lava.
All right, this thing is like 20 or 30 feet tall, but he can try.
He's gonna attempt to. It's fine.
Yes, he can attempt to push it.
14.
All right, it's contested with its strength.
Yeah.
Which its strength is less than its con. So he doesn't get a +9. 17. Unfortunately, as soon as he bashes it in the head, because its head is sort of like where its hands were before because of the way it moved to try to get up onto the side there. He hits its head and its head goes back a little bit, but it doesn't move. And it just looks down at him and goes, now it's looking directly at him, and its hand is now changing direction.
So that's.
So that was one of his attacks, and if he has 2 attacks, then he
He
might be
has
able to.
one.
He only has 1
He
attack?
doesn't
Okay.
have multi attack. No.
Okay.
Uh,
That was one of his attacks, so. He still has a
that's-
bonus action.
yeah, but he doesn't have anything to use his bonus action on other than healing, so.
Okay. So he's just gonna stand there in front of this thing? Fair
Yeah.
enough. So you have 2 more allies.
Further is also gonna move up 25 feet, so he's next to Ger, and he's gonna try to also push him back into the lava with Thunder Wave.
Alright, Thunderwave. That's a decent attempt. So its constitution is 9. So 28.
So it takes 5 thunder damage.
So he goes up to it and goes, ah! And it just echoes throughout the area, and it pushes its head back again, but it just is able to move back, and it's now very angrily staring down at the 2 things in front of it that are pestering it, and its hand is again still headed towards them.
I mean, if we're still on the same turn after he Thunder Waved, Ger can do his action surge, if that's fine.
Sure,
He's
do that.
he's gonna do everything he can to help push him over now.
All right, sure. He has his action surge.
So
16. Let's see. Which is an equal contest, which is
so he
good
makes it.
because that means that whenever it's a contested roll, I like to re-roll both. So you get to re-roll and he gets to re-roll. So
20.
So you got better that time. 19. So this time he manages to just put his hands on this thing, and he's just gonna grab onto its head, and it's just looking at him and it's going, and he just grabs the head and he throws it to the side, and it pushes the thing back down into the lava, and its hands are going in first, so it has to move in order to be able to attack you guys, unless if it uses its feet. So
Okay.
its feet are currently sticking out of the lava, but the rest of it is just inside the lava. So that's that. He did it.
And then Fisher's gonna take its like
Sure.
8 and 20.
All right. So 8 just barely hits. Its AC is 8. And 20 hits as well.
That's the damage then.
All right. Okay. Plus 7. Okay. It's still alive. All right. So, it is your turn. You are on an ice floe in the middle, or you're on a piece of ice in the middle of the lava next to where it is. You can easily jump
Am
back
I
up.
still on the... Oh, okay. I rolled acrobatics. I figure you wanted
That's
that.
okay. You entertainingly just do a flip through the air and land where you would have landed if you just stepped off of it. But you did a cool thing.
Yeah, I will just go over and attack it.
Alright, go ahead. 21 hits, 27 hits.
$34.
So the left numbers.
Yeah, left numbers. It's not a crit.
Okay. 16. It now isn't looking too good. And also, if you look back, one of the carts actually managed to get it across, and it's just this to go across.
No.
So, it's its turn. It's going to use half its movement to right itself. So, quickly, especially for its size, the one hand that isn't paralyzed currently reaches up to the edge of the cauldron, pulls it's sort of like its feet are still in the air, but it's sort of like craning around to grab, and then it pulls itself back into upright position, and its other arm is just loosely laying into the lava, and it's looking at the two people who were trying to put it to the lava, because I'm not too happy about them, and it's just going to try to hit both of them because they're right next to each other. So both of them. So it's going to roll to hit both. Was its bonus? Was I guess.
That means it's both of them.
Alright. So they both expected the attack. Gare more takes the brunt of it into his armor, which doesn't do any damage, and Fiddler just steps back one step out of the way as its hand just goes onto the ground. And it's looking at its other arm. Let's see if it can manage to make it. 15?
That makes it. Yeah.
Barely. Its arm it starts to look at its arm, see that it's not moving, and it strains a little bit in that arm, and you see the flames turn back to regular red as it lifts its arm back up, but it isn't able to use that attack this turn.
Yeah.
So it is now Ally's turn.
Rapier, short rod.
Yep, those hit. Plus 7, plus 5, plus 7. It's still up.
And the
He hit
snake
with the
attack.
great club.
So, yeah, he hit pretty hard with the great club.
Yeah, and he got a crit with it. So the sneak attack is doubled. Oh, you rolled it twice. Okay, that's fine.
I can just take one double too if you want.
No,
I
that's fine.
just
I'm
yeah.
okay with that. Either you roll twice, you roll the dice twice, or you double what the number is on the dice. But you have to know what you're doing beforehand. That's my only rule.
Yeah. No, I usually make the rolls so they're separate.
Yeah, I know you usually do that. I just figured that out. So plus 4, plus 9, plus 5. It's still up. You hear a loud smack as the wooden great club finally hits something in this adventure.
And
And it
into
leaves
the
a big
lava it
crack in the
goes.
middle of its torso.
Back into
As
the
it hits.
lava it goes, hopefully.
Alright, so you're going to try to push it back?
Yeah.
Alright. It has a plus 9. Oh, it rolled a
It
2.
fails.
So.
It's pushed 10 feet. So that should
Alright.
be
Alright. Yeah, that's a good thing. It gets pushed back, and it's now in the middle of the pool, but it's still standing erect. Does it fall prone?
yeah,
Normally?
I'll have to read the text.
Because if it falls prone, it will fall prone. I just thought that it pushed it back by 10 feet.
I know it's no, it's just pushed 10 feet. It's not prone.
Okay, so he's still standing up, and he looks down at the small gnome that's doing this to him, and he roars again. Alright, so he takes 3 damage from it.
Yeah. The mighty spells.
Oh, it's more than 0, I guess. Or 1, which is what he got from the fireball.
Yeah, as I said, the mighty spells.
Yeah. So, it's back in the middle of the pool now, which means that you would have to move through lava in order to hit it melee. But if you want to hit it ranged, you can still do that. It's still within range. So, unless you want to step in lava, you can always do that. Okay. Howler.
Yes. I'll just ready my attacks if it comes closer again.
Alright, you can do that. Okay, so it indeed does. It moves closer, and it's trying to reach to the small thing that pushed it back. So it's trying to hit Fiddler. So
As it's
it's
striking Fiddler, I'm striking its arm.
okay. Go ahead.
Those both hit, right?
Yeah, those both hit.
And then sneak
It
attack.
has a very low AC because it's huge. Alright, so 8.
38 total.
Alright, and as you smack its arm, this time you hit it in the wrist. It's using the same hand to try to grab him as it was before, the one that you poisoned before, and you tried to chop off its hand at the wrist. And this time you actually succeed. Its hand just chops off, and it goes. And then when you hit it with the short sword, you stick it right in the forehead with the short sword, and it goes. And it just falls back into the crater of lava, unmoving.
Okay.
So it seems as though you defeated it.
So anyone
And its
needs an
hand is
extra hand?
currently sitting on the shore, but the rest of it is currently in the lava. It's completely covered up now by lava.
Yeah. I
So
guess we'll
you could
head
try
back
to
to the
pick up its
caravan.
hand if you want. Its hand is it's about 3 or 4 times as big as you are.
No, I just asked if anyone needed an extra hand.
Oh, I missed it. Yeah, but you can try to take it if you want. It's made out of the same substance. And the fire has gone out of it. It's extinguished the fire within it.
I don't think any of them is gonna bother picking it up.
Alright. A couple of thieves come over and chip off a piece to keep as a souvenir, but otherwise, nobody's going to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Alright. So that thing is defeated. You managed to push your guys' cart over to the other side. And we will continue your journey. Alright, map. Where's the map? There it is. Okay, so you guys managed to continue east. You don't see anything special otherwise. And you are now on the encompassing cold, which is a ring of tundra that goes around the Ukrid forest. You can
Yeah.
see the forest from where you are. You're currently right where my mouse is pointed. So
Do you see any pots or?
there's no defined paths here anymore.
Okay.
The rickety path that you guys were traveling on, you've rested since the golem battle. Um, so
Okay.
you're in the middle of a ring of tundra, and you can see that on this side there's the explosions and everything of that border, and in front of you is a tundra, and on the other side of the tundra you can see like a rainforest growing, like beautiful greens and everything on the other side.
So
Tropical
I guess
trees and
we'll
everything.
just head to the through the forest then.
Alright, you can walk straight there. Um, since you're right here, you can walk straight there, which is to get to there. So it's about a little bit southeast, just a tiny bit southeast. Um, more like, or north, I mean, not south. Wrong direction. So north, it's northeast about.
Yeah.
Um, excuse me. Or you do see over this way, um, that there's a bit of a frozen ocean area over here. You could try to go that way into the forest, or you can try to go that
Oh,
way up, or you could
we're
just
going
go
through the forest. Yeah.
just straight.
Northeast or yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So you just head that way. You're gonna be on this tundra for about a day, so make 3 perception checks.
Perception.
I'm gonna. Okay. At about midday, you feel on the ground, like your feet suddenly feel rumblings under the ground, like very, very slight rumblings, but you feel them.
Hmm. Where are they coming from? Or is there any?
You're not sure, based on that perception. You're not entirely sure where they're coming from, but it seems like it's emanating from beneath you somewhere.
I guess I'm gonna take the party and we're gonna scout ahead a bit.
Right? As you move forward a little bit, the rumblings do get a little bit more. And, let's see. I'm gonna roll something. Okay. So it starts to intensify, and the tundra here is a little bit more transparent than the ice in the Clash. Um, so you can see a little bit distance down. You start to see something red under, like the ice underneath, like a little bit down. About you can see down about 20 feet under the ice, and you can see that there's something red coming up from below.
I guess we'll try and approach it and stay out of sight or stay low to the snow
All right, I'll get you to
and
make.
ready our weapons.
I'll get you to make stealth checks if you want to.
There and there.
Whew. That's gonna drag your average down, but it's still average, luckily. So 32, 26, 24.
It's still over 20 average. So it's 20.5, I think.
21.75, according
Oh,
to my calculation.
yeah, it's probably right.
Alright, so, uh, you guys step a little bit away, but making sure to be a little bit more stealthy and careful. Who rolled the 5?
The 5 was Guy.
Gare? He sort of, stumbles a little bit, but then you guys correct him. And then you guys sort of stand a little bit further back than the red thing that seems to be coming up from the ground. And, let's see. About a minute later, you start to be able to see a shape coming through the tunnel that's being created by this red stuff that seems to be bubbling up towards the top. It's very, very large, and it seems like it's cylindrical in shape, though it seems like it's compressed into the shape of the tunnel that it's creating. And it's very long. It goes down further than what you can see. And unless you want to do anything until it surfaces.
Uh, does it look like it's gonna surface, or is it keep?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it looks like it's coming up, and
Okay, then we'll.
it's heading towards where you guys were before you started to be stealthy.
So then I'll just poison my crossbow or my bolt, and I'm ready.
All right. It surfaces. It comes up. It sticks its head up, and it's got these big, round, compound-looking eyes. So it's got little sections on its eyes. It's made out of different eyes. It's kind of like bug-looking eyes, and it just sort of goes back and forth like this.
As we shoot it.
Just a second. It's going to make a perception check before that happens.
Yeah.
Because that might affect something. So, actually, I'm going to make sure I get the official stuff here. Stuff that is good for using. Okay. So, okay. Doesn't have any special perception, so it's just a d20 roll. Okay, so it doesn't notice you guys, but unfortunately, your caravan isn't being stealthy at the moment. So it glances over towards where the caravan is, and it seems to be starting to come out, so you guys can attack it at that point.
Yeah, we are shooting at it.
Alright.
And I assume it's surprised.
It doesn't see you guys. It looked at your direction, but it didn't acknowledge you, and then it looked the other way.
So that's the first, and the poison.
Alright, so has to make a constitution.
Yeah.
No matter which poison you used, so.
And yeah, the damage is plus. Because it's a crit, it's an extra 6 from the crossbow.
Alright, it got a 10.
Yeah, that fails, so it takes the 28 poison.
Alright, so. I guess I'm taking the left number.
The right number, because it's surprised.
Okay.
That's my assassinate.
Okay. So. Okay, so 31.
You know the nice thing about automatically critting.
Plus 26. Or 28, sorry. Plus another 6, you said?
Yeah, because I only rolled once on the hand crossbow.
Okay.
I set it up properly now, or properly.
Okay, let me just double check. Okay. It's still up, but you do notice that there's a little black mark where your bolt went in, and it seems like the poison is taking effect on it.
And Fisher is gonna shoot. I assume it's the 20 because it doesn't see us.
Alright, if he's got, yeah, if he's surprising it. Yeah. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, 20 hits.
So that's 11.
Alright, 11 damage.
And then it's a crit.
Wow, he critted with his heavy crossbow. Okay. Plus 2, plus 5, plus 5, plus 7.
Yeah.
You guys are taking a chunk out of it. It's definitely hurting already. Anybody else got an attack?
Friddler is gonna attempt to make it sleep.
Okay.
So why not?
You can try.
Does it have more than 24 HP left?
Yes.
It's not asleep.
Alright, so it, in its animalistic way, it notices that magic was cast on it. It is an animal, but it would know, because
Yeah.
that's how. But it doesn't. It's an animal, so it wouldn't exactly know what happened to it. It would just know that something happened. Yeah, it's definitely not smart enough to know. what magic is. So it's going to ignore that damage it just took, even though it probably shouldn't, but it's going to. And it's going to. Well, actually, let's roll initiative if you're just going to kill it.
Yeah.
If your goal is to kill it, then that's what's going to happen. You have to roll initiative on it. Alright, allies. Your allies are faster than you.
I know. Fisher's good at running away.
I'm just going to use the same picture. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because I technically don't have a picture for this thing.
It's
Because I
fine.
wasn't sure if you were going to encounter this or not. Initiative is Dex.
Dex, yeah. Whatever the Dex
Based on
modifier is.
I think it's 8 plus Dex, is it?
No, it's just Dex. It's whatever your Dex modifier is.
Okay.
The reason
Oh yeah,
Fisher has
it's
the
each
8
one
is the feet.
Dex modifier. Yeah. Okay. I'm silly. I don't know where I get this 8 plus something.
That's the DC. The spell DCs are 8 plus proficiency plus your ability modifier.
Okay, that must be where I'm getting it from then. I'm mixing it up with everything else. Okay, so there we go. It's going last.
And how far away is it from my allies?
You guys are grouped together because you said you wanted to
No,
sneak off.
yeah. But how far away is it from us?
I said about you kept about 20 feet just in case. That way you could hide.
Okay.
And so you're at least 20 feet away, unless if you wanted more.
Then Geir and Fisher will move up together and both strike it.
Alright? It's just its head poking out at the moment, so you can still hit it.
Rapier, sword shard, sneak attack.
Yeah, that 6 is definitely not going to hit, but the 17 is.
Are you sure that one doesn't hit?
Yes, I'm quite sure.
Big.
Alright.
14.
Just gonna. 14 misses.
Yeah.
He hits it, he comes into contact with it, but it doesn't do any damage to it. Okay, so it's 3 plus 5 for damage so far.
Yeah. Sure, why not? Firebolt.
21 hits.
8.
Okay, I'm just gonna double check. Make sure it doesn't have fire immunity. I don't think it does. Nope. Okay. So that's in.
Then it's my turn.
Let me just double check. Yep. Your turn.
And it still hasn't had a turn in combat, so technically I have advantage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, those both hit. For sure.
So the left
I'll have to
numbers.
see how much health it has at the end of this. Is it still crits?
No, it's the left numbers.
Okay.
Because it's not surprised anymore. It's been bombarded.
Yeah. So 16 plus 12 plus 7. Alright. It's still up.
Okay.
So you're going to end your turn next to it, just to make sure I'm getting everything right?
Yeah, I'm ending my turn next to it.
Okay. Enemy turn. It almost got killed just sticking its head up, so it's just gonna go down. It's gonna go down in its hole.
So 3 attacks of opportunity.
If you guys want to try to kill this thing as it runs away, sure, you can
I
swing
mean,
at
it
it.
seems like the better idea. I don't think any of us knows better. So,
Sure. 17 hits.
so 25 damage.
18 hits.
Plus 2.
And that hits for sure.
And the sneak attack is not double because it's on the first one.
Plus 10. Plus 4. Plus 2. Plus 8. And just as it's trying to go back down, you stick your weapons into its eye and hit it in various ways, and it just sort of slumps over its head to the side of the hole, and it's stuck there. Yeah. And
Now,
it is
now we try to find out what this thing is.
Alright. You can go back to the caravan, it's dead. So you can do whatever you want at this point.
Well, let's see if anyone knows. I probably don't.
Nature would be the rule.
Thriller might know though.
Wow. He's like, yeah, as I'm surprised we killed it so easily.
Well, what is it? Do you know?
He said a Rimmeraz.
Oh, Remoras. An adult one?
Yeah, it was an adult Rimmeraz.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, you guys did over 200 damage to it before it had a chance to do anything. Well,
I thought you
before
said...
it had a chance to do anything, you did 150 damage. So it was like, nope, I attacked the wrong prey. So it was going back down, and then you just chopped its head off. So
Oh. In the Monday game I play, and it's basically Aether Paladin in one attack.
well, it didn't have a chance to attack you guys. So it didn't have a chance to do any of its nasty stuff.
Yeah.
So it's dead.
That's why we're all rogues. It's fine.
Yeah, so it just stuck its head up, and you guys just defeated it before it had a chance to do anything. Anyway, it's dead, and apparently he's very... The guy who actually knows what this thing is very surprised that you just easily killed this thing.
I'll ask him if he knows if we can harvest anything from it.
He says, well, if we have any good heat-resistant vials, we can harvest some of its projectile vomit stuff. It's nearly as hot as lava, so...
I always keep vials in my poisoner's kit, but
As long as they're heat-resistant, which means they're not made of glass.
that's up to you to decide. I have a poisoner's kit.
Say that some poisons are... They require that you have something that's very hot in them. So I'll say that you can gather a little bit.
Okay.
So any of the vials you've already used, if you kept track of those, I don't know if you did.
I don't think so, but I know I at least used 3 nightshades and a paralyze and a grell. So
Yeah, I think you have
that's
5,
3.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it should be 5.
So, because you used 1 in the previous game, too.
Or I think I started with 10 nightshade though.
You used 1 in the previous game, because of the Lamia.
Yeah.
And you used all the ones that you used this game. So
Yeah,
I'd say
I know at least I have 5, so I'll just put 5.
you can put 5 acid. Actually,
It's
5. I don't know what to call this. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say. So I'm just gonna say heated acid. Just put that. Oh, and technically you guys were supposed to be taking damage when you were within 5 feet of it.
So we took some damage. How
Yeah, you were
much?
only within its range for 1 turn, right?
Yeah. 1 turn and then a reaction.
Oh wait,
Reactions.
it's every melee attack that hits it.
Yeah. So 2, 3 on 2 on Geir and 3 on the other 2 of us, I think. Or is that right? I'll check. Yeah, because previously it was bows. So
Alright, Gare.
I missed with one of my short sword. Oh no, that was Fisher.
I'm not sure if it's going to make any difference, but here's Gare's damage.
Yeah.
22.
Fisher takes 2, I think, because he hit with 2 of his attacks.
2. He takes 17 and 12, which
That's
is 29.
29, so he's barely up.
Uh, and you hit
I took 3 times.
13, 8, and 9, which is 21 plus 9 is 30.
Yeah.
So you take 30 damage. Because it's really hot to stand next to it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you guys survived. I figured you guys would, so that's why I was fine with going back.
You know, if Fisher hit with his other attack, he would have died.
Oh well. Either way, now it's cooling down, so you guys can start harvesting stuff from it. It has many insectoid little legs that are about as tall as half a person.
Or a
Um,
halfling.
yeah, they're as tall as you are, each of the legs. Um, and it's got chitin, if you want that.
Sure, we'll have her some chitin.
Alright, I'll say that you get 20 pounds of it before your load on your carts would be full.
How do you even spell chitin? I have no idea.
I'll double check.
I can Google it, but I thought maybe you knew.
Yeah, I have it. Chitin.
Oh, okay. Then I had it correct. With 1 extra T.
And if you don't know how to spell Rimaraz, I don't blame you.
No, I actually do. I think it's.
Just to make sure, Remorhaz.
Is that right?
I'll double check it. Remorhaz. Yeah, you're missing the H,
Oh,
which is before the A.
yeah.
Either way, it it has very hard chitin, and on its insides, all of its insides are really, really hot. Um, you suspect that the chitin would be heat resistant, so armor made out of it might be a decent thing to have, but you don't have any armorers with your party. So what I'm gonna say is, uh, when you get back there, some of your group members are going to realize that you have this stuff, and
Try
the
and make use of it.
yeah, they're gonna make some stuff out of it, and they're obviously going to give you some if you want.
Yeah.
So it's heat resistant. It gives you 50. I would say that it gives you a 50% resistant against fire damage or heat
That's
damage.
just you get resistance to fire damage.
Yeah. So we can move on.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing that you would encounter.
Okay. Then it's into the
And if
forest.
you remember, you guys saw that there was a younger one uh, when you guys left the 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 forest last time when you guys crossed the tundra.
Oh, when
So
we crossed one in our
yeah,
earlier.
when you guys crossed the tundra, you saw one,
Oh yeah, but I
and
mean
it
it
was
was
attacking
Reveros.
a shadow creature of some sort. So that now in the regular game, you can assume that this might be one of its progeny. It was a younger one.
Yeah.
So, but you had less people when you saw that one, so I don't blame you for not attacking it like you did this one.
No, I didn't know it was a Reveros until it was dead.
Yeah,
I thought it was a water worm.
yeah. It just it just poked its head out and looked around, and then you killed it. So yeah, that's assassins and stuff for you. They can kill that stuff pretty easily. Anyway, I'll bring up the map. Okay, so you guys have crossed the encompassing cold. All that stands in front of you is this trek up to the temple. And as long as your compass is saying north, you're headed the right direction.
Okay. And I'm gonna look over to Fisher and Geir, and it really looks like they need a break. So
Yeah, you guys got through, so at the end of the day, I'll say, well, you still technically could have went for another few hours once you reach the edge here, but I'll let you guys stop if you want.
well, we'll go and see if we can find some good place, I suppose.
Yeah, okay. I'll say that you walk for another 10 minutes into the woods, and you do find a
Like,
well-sheltered area. Like good canopy cover, so
yeah.
nothing way up high can see you, that sort of thing. So, you stop there, um, and for this night, it's going to be important that you guys make watches. So, uh, whoever's making watches, you get to roll their
I,
perception.
I guess me and Friddler would be making watches because the other two needs the rest.
All right. So who goes first?
I can go first.
All right. Make two perceptions. Alright, near the beginning of the night, you hear uh, something with many legs, you assume, going. It's moving the grass and the leaves and everything.
Can I hear where it's from or any area?
You notice that it's coming from the south. So something on the edge of the woods. Otherwise, after that noise, you don't hear anything.
Okay, I'll just flash my hooded lantern towards it. I
You,
figured some.
unfortunately, as soon as you manage to grab onto your lantern, it's gone.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that it doesn't come back. That
Alright.
we see it.
Yeah, you just didn't see it. You
Yeah,
heard it, but you didn't see it. Otherwise, the end of your watch, it didn't come back or anything that you noticed. So,
yeah. Then it's Friddler, I suppose.
alright, you can roll him 2 perceptions.
I'll tell him I heard some spiders or something of that sort nearby.
He he nods. Yeah, we're in a forest. So he just goes and sits down.
Yep.
Alright, so he's gonna have a look. 2 perceptions from him. Alright, he he looks in the direction where you pointed out the noise, and he notices something that's there now that wasn't there before. There's a fruit hanging from one of the nearby trees, and on upon closer inspection, he notices that the fruit isn't actually a fruit. It's a spider. So
Uh,
he just warns everybody not to go near there, at least for now. And the spider actually,
he's gonna use message. I don't know if they under. Let's see.
okay. Who's he gonna
And
message?
he's gonna tell the fruit to bugger off. We don't want you around here.
Okay. Let's see. Doesn't have enough intelligence to truly understand what he means. In common,
But he
at
does
least.
hear things coming just to him, so
Yeah.
maybe that'll.
It it sort of perks up and goes, and its little head tilts up, and it's just looking back and forth, and it doesn't really know where the source of the sound is, and it just goes back into its position it was in before.
I don't know if you can shout in message, but he's gonna try it.
Okay.
So he's shouting, "Get out of here!" Just in a said.
All right. It seems disturbed a little bit, and it moves its legs, and it sort of glances back and forth again, and then it climbs back up into the tree, and it just uh, is no longer just hanging off like it was a fruit, and it moves into a different part of the tree, and it jumps away into a different tree.
Okay.
It's got too many weird vibes there, so it's going to go to a different tree.
You know what? He's just gonna keep doing that until it's 120 feet away. So he's just getting shouts in his mind until
All
it's
right,
out of range.
fair enough. It it keeps running as long as it keeps hearing that noise, because it's weirded out by it after it heard it a few times, so it's gonna keep moving until it doesn't hear it anymore.
Yeah. If he sees any other spiders, he'll just do the same.
Alright, it was just the one spider, luckily. And that's it for the night. You guys wake up and there's no fruit in the tree like it was before. Unless you want to make a perception check, you might find a fruit in the far distance.
Sure, perception.
You notice that there's a fruit about 120 feet from your camp.
Does it look tasty?
It's big and ripe.
Sure, I can.
Alright, so you start walking towards the fruit, and Fiddler says, "Where you going, Howler?"
You see that thing over there?
"Oh, the spider?"
Can I roll an insight check to see if he means that?
You can. Yeah, he thinks it's a spider.
Yeah, the spider. I was just gonna kill it.
Alright, if you want to. It's just hanging there, it's not doing anything. I scared it off last night.
Well, alright. I'll just go back then.
He shrugs, and then you guys get the caravan going again. The unfortunate part about this is that there's no real defined paths. There's like animal paths that they run on that are little, but they're very small, not big enough for a cart. So you move very slowly through the woods.
Yeah, it's difficult terrain.
Yes. That would be what it's called. Come on. Show you the map. So you guys are right about here. So you guys are heading north, and you have to zig and zag a little bit to get around. So 3 perception checks for the day.
Yeah, that's 3. 11, 10, and 10.
Alright, on this day you don't really notice anything jump out at you that looks too important. You notice a few more fruit that look like that spider that he pointed out before.
Thriller's having fun just screaming at them with his cantrips.
Some of them don't move. Some of them do.
Oh. So some of them are actually fruits then.
Yes, the spiders have adapted to look like actual fruit that grow naturally in this area. So some of them are actually fruit.
Yeah.
You can try to gather some of them if you want, but otherwise
Yeah, we'll
it's not
gather
too
some of
important.
the ones that doesn't run away.
Alright. Yeah, so he notices that one of them doesn't budge, and he sort of points it out. And a couple of people climb up the tree. They're all rogues, so most of them are decent at it. And they climb up the tree. And actually, Fisher, that's part of his thing. He can just use his walking speed as climbing speed, so he can do
He
it
just walks off the tree sideways.
pretty much. He can climb up there easily. So he grabs some of them, and they're pretty big. They're like this big, and the top part's a little bit smaller, so it's about the size of a grapefruit on top, and then it's like the size of a basketball on the bottom.
Yeah.
So they're huge fruit. It seems like people don't normally harvest fruit here because nobody lives here. Um, so this is a pretty huge fruit. It could probably feed a couple people for a few days. That's how
So
big
I,
this fruit is.
so I guess they'll eat it.
Yeah, you guys can add it to your rations, which you have enough to get there, but you can just add it for different stuff, basically. Um, so you guys continue. So the day's over. You need to keep watches again. So watch number 1 and watch number 2.
Sure, the other two can take it today.
All right. Roll 2 with the first guy and 2 with the second guy.
Uh, Perception. That's
All
with
right. So
Geir.
who's this? Gare.
Geir. Yeah.
All right. Uh, at the beginning of the night, he notices that there's some weird looking humanoid thing shapes moving around in the trees.
Where? Or are just around in the trees?
Uh, they move around the camp, so in a circular pattern. He notices the first one to the south because that's where you guys are currently. He's leaning against a tree, looking south. So he notices the first one south, and then as soon as he notices it, it moves into a shadow, so he can't see it anymore.
He's gonna
And then he
shout out to the shadows, "Step forward unless you're our enemy."
it just darts into the shadow, so he can't see it
Ah,
anymore.
okay.
Even if he says that, so it just hides from him. And he looks around to be careful. So for the first half of his watch, he notices that there are guys moving around nearby.
Uh, well, since it's people moving around nearby, he's gonna start waking people up.
Alright, a couple people wake up. Unfortunately, when he wakes them up, for the second half of his watch, they scour through the nearby area, just looking for anybody, which is what the second perception is going to be for, and they don't find anyone.
Yeah. So I guess they fled, is what he's gonna think. But he does warn Fisher about them.
Alright? And it's not going to interrupt his rest or anything. He was just looking to see if he could find anything, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
So, nothing too strenuous. So, he goes back. Fisher wakes up. 2 perceptions from him. He doesn't notice anything particularly weird. When it's about time for you guys to wake up, he does hear something though. It's not because of his perception though. It's because it's way too loud for him to not notice. Um, you hear in the distance. So you guys got your long rest.
Okay.
But you hear, as soon as you guys wake up, a loud, maybe a riveting noise? Croaking?
Well, he's gonna try and walk between some of the trees to get a better look at that Fisher's.
Alright. So
Just
he
from
goes
tree to
and takes a look at it. I'm gonna need him to roll another perception.
tree.
Seems like he can't find the source. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, unbeknownst to him, you three are wake up when suddenly you are attacked. Since he he sort of wandered off and he got a nat one. Um, he missed the guys coming to attack you as he went towards the noise, which was the distraction. Um, so let's see. I'm gonna grab the stats here. Should be close away. Okay. So, you see. Actually, you don't see it yet. I'm just getting the stats for attacking. Okay. Actually, see something weird. When you wake up after he attacks you. Where's his regular? Ooh. Yeah, that's what's going to be happening here. So Howler, you are hit in the head with a very heavy metal object. It doesn't matter what number he gets because you're asleep.
Well, if he hits,
But
it
he rolled to hit
crits,
you.
but he misses.
Okay. Okay. So, 2d6 plus 3. Oops, not 22. And you take 10 damage.
Why? Because he missed me. He has to hit for it to be a crit.
But you're asleep, so you're not moving.
So he has
So,
advantage.
oh, he has advantage. That's right.
But he still has to hit.
All right, 7,
And
15.
15 misses.
Okay, I guess you aren't hit then. It slams into your armor then, I'll say.
Yeah.
And you awaken as you're looking at a gray looking person that's just standing over you. It's sort of grayish skin looking. And he's got a great sword in his hand.
Do I know what it is, or have I no idea?
You can roll to see if you can identify it.
History, maybe? I don't know. I have +1 intelligence anyway, so
Nature would be the one to roll.
10.
Looks kind of like a person.
Okay. So
Except gray
is there
skin.
anyone else that's gonna attack, or is it initiative now?
You see another guy, and he's swinging at Gare,
Okay.
who's currently asleep.
So they can finish up their surprise round.
Okay, so 24. That hits Gare, probably.
Yeah. And it's a crit.
Alright, I'll just double the number. 14 times 2 is 28.
No, it's 11 times 2, 22 plus 3.
Ah, right. You're right. So 11 times 2, which is 22,
Which
times
means,
with
yes,
3.
5 whole HP left.
Yep. And there's a dude just standing over him.
Yeah. Is there anyone else, or is it initiative?
It's just those two that you can see at the moment.
Okay.
And you don't see Fisher nearby. Right? So 17. Your
And
allies.
then my allies, they both have 3 because Fisher's not here. Unless you want to roll for Fisher too.
No, that's
I
fine.
don't know what he's doing.
Just let him go on that turn. And I'll just throw them in initiative. Let's see, their initiative. They have 3 decks, so it's just a d20 plus 3. So 12.
Yeah.
Just drag him down to the bottom. So whoever has highest dex modifier.
That would be me.
Alright, I'll throw you up top. Alright,
Uh,
you see two dudes with kind of gray skin looking down at you guys, both holding great swords. They're melee range.
so after.
So you just woke up after a hard thing hit you on the
Oh, we
side.
got a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna. Hmm. Well, it woke me up by slamming me with metal, so I'm gonna try and poison it back. So I poison my weapon with my bonus, and I attack. 14.
Alright. 14.
And
Misses.
that's okay.
But your weapon is still poisoned. It
Yeah.
stays poisoned for a minute. So, your next few swings, if it hits, then it still has the poison.
And I got back up from prone, of course.
Yes. So, ally's turn. We'll say Fisher goes last this turn, just because he's farther away. So the other two go first.
Geir is gonna grab his great club and try to smack him off.
Alright.
Whoever's there. With a 10.
10, that misses.
So he's gonna just get back up then, and with his bonus, he's gonna second wind,
Alright,
which is
you can roll that.
13 HP.
Wow. That's a decent amount.
Yeah.
It's maximum, actually. Okay, so Fiddler.
Thriller is gonna. Uh, is there any way he could position himself to hit the two people without hitting us, or no?
Yes, he's actually between you two, I'll say.
Okay.
And they're in front of him, so he could cone it out so that way it hits both of them.
Yeah. Then he'll do that. Con save.
Con save from both of them. They have. Let's look at their con. They have +3 to con. So 10 and 13.
Both fail. So they're pushed 10 feet and they take 8 damage.
Right, so they are 10 feet away. And as a result, isn't them being pushed away count as them moving out of melee, so then you get attacks of
No,
opportunity?
it's only if they voluntarily move out. Like,
Okay.
if you force somebody out, you don't get.
I wanted to double check that. Okay. So they both take 8. Whoops. Not 88. Just 8. Okay. They're both damaged and knocked back. So Fisher hears a loud from the thunder wave.
And he's gonna realize he's walked a lot, quite a bit distance away from the camp, so he's gonna try and make it back. Jumping
Yeah, he's
from
about 100 feet away.
So he's gonna double dash, I think. Yeah. So
he should be back within melee of them, if I have his movement
90
correct.
feet. 90 feet.
Okay.
So he's in one of the treetops in there.
Yeah, so he's nearby.
You can see them.
He could have climbed a tree easily. He could just use his movement speed to climb a tree, which is about 10 feet. So technically he would be 80 feet away, which wouldn't really matter, but
yeah,
He's still 80 feet away, rather than 90. Or 80, he traveled 80 feet. So he's 20 feet away. There we go.
He's getting closer.
Yes, he's much closer than he was. Alright, so, enemies. Okay. Well, there's a few options here. First, oh, the thunder wave damage. The damage that they took from that seems to vanish. On their faces, the little bit of damage that they had on them seems to go away. So they're back up to full. And they're gonna start attacking. Let's see. Just double checking their abilities. Double checking their abilities. No, they're not gonna do that yet. Okay. They're gonna roll perception. Did he hide? He can't hide, so he's not
No,
hidden.
he's running. He's just running over. So
Okay, so they see him. First one is going to cast. Okay, so he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
wisdom saving throw with -1. 16.
Wow. He feels in his mind as though he should be afraid of these things, but he manages to grunt and just get through it. So he stays in the tree where he is. So that guy is not too happy that that happened. He managed to resist it. The other guy, he is going to cast that. Need to cast that.
Yeah, Fisher tells the guy that tried to fear him that he's seen dogs scarier than him.
The guy just glances up at him, sort of indicating, "I knew where you were." Yeah, the other guy's just going to. Yeah, he's just going to attack, I think. Okay. So strangely, this guy is going to look at the guy who did that was in front of Gare. So this guy is in front of Howler, and he is going to strangely just walk up and with his human-like mouth try to bite you. Actually, he can't do that. Sorry, he can't do that.
He forgot
So
his teeth.
yeah, he forgot. He forgot what he was for a moment. Uh, so he's going to swing his greatsword at you because that's all he can do. So +7 to hit. Gonna swing twice at you. Do either of those hit?
No.
So he's just slamming his greatsword into the tree and pulling it back and then swinging it around again and hit the tree. And pulls it back and he's like... He's just looking at you angrily.
Yeah.
That's their turn. Because the fear didn't work, so it didn't do what it wanted him to do. So it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna run over to Geir, and he gets an
Alright.
attack of opportunity
Yes,
that
that
thing
would
next to me.
happen. 21.
Reroll.
Alright.
So I had luck.
10.
That misses.
So you see a flash before your eyes that he's about to hit you, and then you just sort of focus a little bit like you do whenever you use luck, and then suddenly he's hit the tree instead of hitting you.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go and help Geir by killing this thing, hopefully.
Alright, give him a stab.
Rapier, sword.
Those both hit, so the poison can now be used on this guy.
Yeah, it's DC 11. It's the Grell one.
Alright, so his con again. I think it's
Yeah,
3.
con.
Yeah, 3.
So yeah,
15.
he makes it.
Alright, so he still takes the damage. So it's the left ones, right?
Yeah.
Plus 12. Alright, he seems to have taken some damage. He stumbles back and he goes. They're not talking to you or anything, they're just grunting. So he took the damage. Anything else you want to do?
No. That will be it.
Alrighty. So it is Ally's turn.
He's gonna hit it with a great club. 17.
17 misses. Just barely misses.
17 misses. Okay.
So he swings at it and it does come into contact with it, but it just sort of uses its greatsword to deflect this club.
And then he's gonna do nothing.
Alright.
And it's Fisher's turn. He's gonna shoot a bow at the guy that we've been hitting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
a
the
short
same
sword.
it's the same guy who tried to fear him too.
It's 23.
That hits. For 5, and he gets sneak attack as well.
Yeah.
Plus 5, plus. Alright. Seems to be taking the hits, but he's still just furrowing his brow. Let me just double check his health. Alright. Yeah, he's still looking pretty healthy.
And Fruller's gonna see if he knows anything about that regeneration before he does anything.
Okay.
What check would that be? Arcana, nature.
Arcana. Alright. He looks at them. He strains his eyes a little bit to look at them, and he sees that they appear to be obscuring what they really are, what they really look like. So some sort of creature with a magical ability to obscure what they look like and cast other spells as well. So it could be virtually anything. He can't see through the illusion without rolling a different check, which is investigation.
Will that take an action or?
No, that's just looking at him, which is what he's already doing. So he can roll a different one. He can't
That
see
went
through
great.
it.
But he's gonna say it's magical, and they are casters. The rest of us
Alright.
is gonna shoot it.
Few of the other people in the camp are gonna wake up after that, realizing what's going on.
5 fire damage.
Alright. +5. Just gonna double check, make sure the regeneration ability doesn't get affected by that. Which it doesn't. So that's 5. Whoops. Not 55, just 5. Alright, he's got a decent chunk of damage on him.
And he's gonna move towards him as well. So he's just gonna surround him. Like all 3 of them are there.
Alright, so he's standing between 2 of them.
No,
That's the only
between.
way that that's the only way that he can do it without getting an attack of opportunity.
Oh, is he in melee range with somebody?
Yeah, he's standing between the both of you, and he's in melee range with the other one.
He's gonna bonus action disengage. And go
Alright.
to the other one.
Alright, so now he's on the other side.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And that's his turn.
Okay, enemy turn. The dude is going to try the same thing that he did before. They both seem a little bit healthier, although one of them wasn't damaged. So okay, got that. Kept track of. The same guy. That he's intent on making this work, so he's gonna try one more time. Yep, fear. So wisdom saving throw.
On Fisher.
Yeah, on Fisher. He wants to make this work.
7.
So unfortunately, Fisher is afraid. So let me just double check. I think he can't move closer, and he has disadvantage on attacks against him.
Yeah, I think there are multiple fears. There's one that's in the spell that forces you to run away, and there's one that, like when a dragon uses fear, you can still attack him and stuff. You just can't move closer and have to.
Yeah, that's what I was remembering, but I'll double check because it's a spell fear. You see. F. F. Fear. Yeah, phantasmal image of the creature's worst fear. Wisdom saving throw, or drop whatever it is holding and become frightened for the duration. While frightened by the spell, a creature must take the dash act. Yeah, he has to run away. By the safest available route. And he's in a tree. So, safest available route, he'll have to climb down the tree. So he is currently afraid. And that was his last available chance to do that, too.
So what he's gonna do is he's gonna climb down the tree and he's just gonna hide behind the tree. Because he's then out of line of sight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how long it lasts. I have it open.
I think he can make a new saving throw at the end of his turn.
Creature can make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight.
Yeah, so if it ends its turn behind this tree.
Yeah. On a successful save, the spell ends. Plus it's concentration, so if you guys are beating him up, that might...
Yeah. Okay, so it's not his turn yet, it's my turn first.
But
or
it's
first,
still
it's
the
the other
enemy
guy.
turn.
Yeah.
So the other guy is just gonna swing. And he's gonna swing at who's closest, which would be Howler. So it's +7. Wow. And 22. So he's gonna hit both times.
No, the 20
Do you
is
want
not.
to reroll?
Yeah, he's gonna reroll the 20.
Okay. He misses with that critical. So you see him just about to stab you, run you through the chest, and then suddenly he just misses and hits the tree. Even he seems sort of confused. And then he swings down from the tree and hits you.
Yeah.
What was it again? 2d6 plus 3. 2d6 plus 3. 1. It only goes down to 5? No, 3. There we go. You take 10 damage.
5. Uncanny evasion.
Fair enough. Um, so that's the enemy turn. Your turn.
I'm just gonna hit this creature that's wounded.
Right.
Hmm.
Swing away.
Yeah, I'll just use both my weapons.
Those both hit. And you do have allies nearby, so plus 12, plus 10, plus 15. Alright, he has a big chunk of damage on him. Just gonna... Yeah, he's now... He stumbles back a little bit. You can see, even on his projected image, you can see blood trickling down his forehead and other wounds appearing on him. It's this image is actually pretty accurate because wherever you're hitting the image, it's actually showing the damage. So must be a pretty accurate image.
Yeah.
Either way, so that's your turn.
Then it's he has to make a con save.
He has to make a con save.
2 con saves actually to keep his concentration.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
The first
So
one is DC 13, and the second one is 10.
he fails. So
Okay.
Fisher is no longer afraid.
Yeah. So
Right. Your guys' turn, or your ally's turn.
yeah, Fisher will take his weapons and he'll come attack this thing that thought it could scare him.
Yeah, suddenly the image of whatever it was that was scaring him has vanished, and he realizes that it was fake, and he can attack. The 12 misses.
7 plus sneak
But he
attack.
does get sneak attack.
17.
Right? 17. Now, this thing is pretty wounded at this point.
And then we have Dagger, which is 8 and 9.
Those both miss.
And Great Club, finally.
17.
Barely misses.
Yeah. Its AC is 18.
How bad is it looking?
Uh, Even with its regeneration, if you keep up what you're doing, it'll be dead soon.
No, I will not use Action Surge yet. Yeah, next turn. Her.
Yeah, this one looks severely injured. The other one isn't injured at all because it healed back up whatever you did to it. So, next turn, enemy turn. This time he's not gonna bother with fear because he can't. Because he ran out of those. Let's see. No, he's not gonna do that. Yeah, and he can't cast anything else. So, or at least nothing else that would be too useful, especially at where he's standing. So, yep, two greatsword attacks. This time on Gare.
Yep.
He's not gonna bother with Fisher anymore because he's too resistant to his abilities, so he's just gonna attack Gare.
With the -1.
Yeah, he's gonna attack Gare with his he's weaker, so he's gonna attack him. 25 and 21.
They both hit.
Alright. 2d6 plus 3.
And he's down.
Alright. He's down on the ground.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to ignore him. He's not gonna gratuitously try to kill him or anything, because he's got too many other people attacking him to do that. So, that's his turn. And the other one's gonna go after Howler since he's closest. Simple enough. +7 to hit.
That
Nat 1.
fits.
So he hits the tree and it gets stuck. His weapon gets stuck in the tree, and he has to spend his other attack pulling it out. So that's his.
I'll just tell him my ex would do a lot better.
He just
For what
looks
you're
down
trying
at.
to do.
He just looks down at you and scowls. He's like, "All right, Howler's turn."
On the first guy, that's damaged. So that's that. It's the 15 plus 1, or 16, because it's not plus 10.
All right, 16
And then 34.
plus 34. It's down
It's
with
dead.
that one strike. You managed to get it right in the neck, and it starts holding its neck and starts gurgling, and then it falls to the ground.
And I tell the other guy, now that's where you aim your sword.
Short sword
Just to
misses.
antagonize him. Yeah.
He manages to dodge, and he just grins as he holds up his great sword. Right, now my turn.
Yeah.
There's only one guy.
The other people are surrounding it. Great club, 7. Dagger,
Yeah.
dagger.
All right, the
24.
dagger hits. That 24 hits.
Sneak attack, 3. So 10. And then Fisher.
8 misses, but the 16 misses.
Yeah.
So those both miss.
So the armor he's wearing is really good.
He doesn't even appear to be wearing too much
Oh.
armor. But he's dodging, and even when you hit him, sometimes it just doesn't seem to hurt him. Like when you got the 16, it looks like it hit him, but it didn't seem to hurt him.
Yeah. That's their turn. No, wait, Geir was unconscious, so he couldn't be able to strike.
That's fine. He missed anyway.
He should have done this.
All right. A few of your other Thieves Guild members rush up, and they start pulling Gare out of the way. And I'm going to roll a couple of unmodified d20s. Oh, the first one did it, so they're going to help him. So he seems like he doesn't have to make death saves anymore.
Yeah.
And they're pulling him away out of the fight. just so that way he doesn't die. So enemy turn. He is. Let's see. Yeah, based on what he has left, he is going to back up and provoke an opportunity attack from everybody. He's going to try to get out of there.
13. That... I'll look it, because why not? 13.
Yeah, that happens. Everybody gets one, so.
None rapier. 8.
15. Just 15.
Yeah.
Alright. So he backs up. He's even pushing people out of the way if he has to. So he gets through, and he's about. Let's see. Make sure, double check his note. And what's the radius? Oh, it doesn't say. Gosh darn it. Okay, here it is. Okay. Great. So he can move just far enough away.
So how far can he move?
He moves 20 feet because he has to move past somebody, which is an enemy, which is difficult terrain if I remember correctly.
Okay. And what's his action?
Alright, so he puts his sword to his side like this, and then his other hand starts to glow red with flame, and he is going to attempt to, and then on the end of one of his fingers, a little sphere of red appears, and he's just going to point at you guys, and he's going to cast Fireball.
It's 86.
Yeah. Just double checking. 86, you said?
Yeah.
Alright.
Half on save.
He's hitting everybody.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Gare is taken away, so he doesn't hit him. Okay. So, 68, you said?
Yeah, no, 86.
Oh, I got the numbers mixed up. Alright. 17, and his
So roll.
DC is 14.
So Fisher doesn't make it, but the rest do.
Of course Fisher doesn't make it. So he takes 17, and everybody else takes half, which would be 16 half.
Yeah.
Because
8.
you can't half a 1. It doesn't work that way in this game. So. And if you have evasion,
No, Howler takes
if you,
0 because I have evasion. So
yeah. I was gonna say if you have evasion, then if you make it, then
Fisher takes the full brunt in front of me.
all right. Let's see. All right, that's his spell, and you see that he doesn't even care if he hit his comrade. His comrade is aflame at this point.
Yeah.
The dead body. So that's his turn.
Then I'll move next to him, and I'll get ready my 2 attacks. But I won't do anything until the other people are there, because I'm a rogue.
That's what ready and actions are for.
So basically, we're just all gonna attack with our weapons.
Right? So, ally turn.
Oh, that's a crit, and sneak attack is always on the first, so that's great. It's the 17 plus 36.
Alright. 17 plus 36. Actually, I gotta do something first. He healed last turn.
And yeah, the daggers would miss, so don't mind those.
17 plus 36. That was over 50 damage in that one attack. And the daggers miss. Which
And
dagger is that?
rapier. Yeah, the dagger's the 8, but I clicked it before I saw the number.
Yeah, but whose dagger?
Mine. I went to click
Don't
the
you have a
short sword.
short sword?
Yeah, but I just clicked the wrong thing, so I just fell.
Okay.
So for him,
Okay,
it's the
so
short sword that
rapier
hits.
16 misses, 21 hits.
And sneak attack.
And the 19 hits?
And the 23. So both daggers hit.
Yep. I just said that the lowest number hits, so that way you know
Yep.
that it hit. Plus 5, plus 7, plus 5. He's already in dire straits already. So you really didn't like him casting that. He went from 5 health taken away to 89. He's not doing too good. He only has... I may as well give it to you. He has 127 health.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
I'll
still
just
a
ask
huge
him if he has. I'll just ask him if he has any more magic tricks.
He furrows his brow, and you hear in your mind, "Yes, but I doubt it'll help."
At least we agree on that.
He, all right, on his turn, uh, he is going to say, "Help me kill you." That is, and he is going to make a sign in the air, and he is going to from existence. So he disappeared.
So did he disappear like invisible, or can any one of us do a check on it? Maybe Arcana, the
Yeah, make
caster.
an Arcana.
21.
Whoever made that check notices that no trace of him is there. Like he's not displacing foliage or anything like that. So he didn't just turn invisible. He's gone.
Friddler have any idea where he might have
With a
teleported to?
21, I'll say that he's like he cast plane shift.
Okay.
So he's
Well,
literally on a different plane of existence.
I doubt you'll make it far in that condition.
Depends where you went. Could have
Well,
went anywhere.
anyways, I go over to check the body of the other guy.
You now notice that it is in a different shape, because shapeshifters, when they shapeshift, they go back to their original form when they die. And it looks like a gray-skinned frog-like creature.
Gray-skinned frog-like creature.
Yes. And I'll connect it to the main campaign. One of the first enemies that you guys fought in the campaign was a red frog-like creature.
Oh, this one was a green.
This one's gray.
Gray. Oh, gray.
Yeah, it's
Aren't
got
those
gray
the
skin.
really dangerous ones?
They're like second in command relative to strength.
Okay.
But they're only DC or they're only AC, or what is it?
CR.
CR, that's the number I'm looking for. Um, they're only CR9.
Oh, so that means a party of 4 9-level adventurers should be able to take him.
Yeah, and you're level 10, and your other guys are level 4. So it's still a pretty big accomplishment that you managed to take on 2 and the other one ran away.
Yeah. You know,
So for the
rogues.
main campaign, it seems like these guys gather around this area for some reason, even before the shadow got there.
Yeah.
So if when you get back there, you might want to investigate that.
From
But
what
it's up to
I
you.
learned about them later, they are, or I don't think Howler really learned much about them other than the eggs.
Yeah, the egg thing. That's
So,
pretty much all that you learned.
but yeah, I do like Slotty, and I've used them myself. Only, yeah, I think
Yeah.
we should probably cut the recording. I don't think we're moving on. Or
You're pretty much at the place. I'll say that if, just in case, I'll prepare a little uh, adventure for, in case it's just you again at some point, for you to get from where you currently are, which is about halfway, um, to get to the actual uh, temple. And if there's some time left over, I'll just do a quick rundown of some of the things that happened after.
yeah,
So yeah, you're still not there yet. But yeah, it is pretty much time for us to end anyway. So,
yeah.
alrighty, I'm gonna stop the thing.